use the weekends to work towards your goals. It is a cheat code to bettering yourself in life and being able to achieve your goals. I say this because on the weekends, most people typically don't have to work, right? If that doesn't apply to you, then just consider this your days off towards your goals, right? But main point of the video, weekends, right? People treat weekends like it's just a day to not do anything at all. I understand relaxation is a thing, but if you have goals that require you to work on them outside of work, like for instance, if you have a full-time job but you want to start a side business or something like that, you have to work towards that outside of your business. Excuse me, outside of your job, right? That's that's non-negotiable. You have to work towards. Now, if you can, get the stuff you're doing out the way on top of working like in the same day. So, for instance, you work an 8-hour shift and then you spend an hour or two on your goals. That's perfect. But you wouldn't have as much clear bandwidth as on the weekend or day off, because you'll be working on the days that you're working. That makes sense. So essentially you have more free brain space to take on working towards your goal on the weekend, right? Because you don't have to worry about work. Now, you can sleep in on the weekends, you can have stuff, you could do stuff on the weekends. Just work towards your goals for like 1 to 3 hours. 1 to 3 hours, man. And you'll be surprised how much working towards your goals becomes easier. And I started to do this in my own life, right? Like, I was working customer service and I realized that was not the job for me. I did not want to be here. I did not want to be there forever. So I was like, okay, well, what can I do to get out of this? I looked into digital marketing. Okay, digital marketing. I had to work towards learning the discipline, applying to jobs and all that good stuff. When did I do this stuff? I did this stuff when I did it on the days I worked, right? Sometimes here and there, sometimes I'd be too tired, but I would lock in on the days I was off or on the weekends. I had Saturday evening off, and I had Sundays completely off. So Sundays I would grind. I would spend 1 to 3 hours, doing side work for digital marketing. And yeah, just using any available time I could to work towards my goals, man. I didn't, let the weekend stop me from working towards my goal. And even with even just working a regular job on the weekends, right? If you're a broke person, you should be willing to work weekends, right? Forget the weekend. I remember I was applying for a temp job, and they were saying how the only available hours are for Friday to Sunday, 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. They was like, "Are you okay with that?" And I was like, "Yeah." They was, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yes." Like, I'm broke. What do you mean? I'm taking anything I can get. And once I realized that, I realized something in my head was just like, oh, you get money by doing the things people value or are not willing to do, right? A lot of people are not willing to work on weekends. If I still had to work on the weekend, I'll just have to do it. You know what I mean? Like this weekend, this whole concept of the weekend is just the end all be all. Like, you can't do no type of work is insane. It's just a day. It is a day like any other day. In all honesty, of course, a lot of events happen. More people are off that day, whatever like that. But depending on your position, you gotta work on the weekend. You gotta work on the weekends, and that's fine. You know what I mean? It is what it is. And this is, again, especially for people that have that work Monday through Friday and stuff like that. Like, the only time you're really gonna have off is the weekend. So it's like, why not spend an hour or 2 or 3, or use as much time as possible? Like, if you can grind out, an 8-hour work session towards your goal or whatever, do it. You have the whole day to do so. It's like, stop limiting yourself to your work days. You know what I mean? Stop limiting yourself to your work days. Use weekends, any off days, any holidays towards your goals, man. Like, and it doesn't take too much. It doesn't, like, doesn't take too much. Like I said, you could spend a minimum an hour towards your goals. Just lock in, sit at home, work towards your goals, or do whatever it is your goal is. Like spend an hour doing it, right? And that just puts you one step closer to it, man. Like I said, I was working, on my off days on a Sunday, towards my goals, and then a year later, I'm in a good position. And nowadays, I just transfer that energy to anything that I'm doing, like working towards. Like if I have something to work towards, I want to use the weekend as much as possible. Like I have Saturdays and Sundays off now, you know. For instance, like me uploading a video. If I want to upload a video on Saturday, I can. All I gotta do is speak to the camera for like 4 to 8 minutes, and then press upload, right? Or if I, want to work on my fitness on the weekend, I can just go in the gym for like an hour. You know what I mean? Like, of course, I still take breaks. You know what I mean? I still don't make it my whole day. I found ways to include into resting and stuff like that. But I'm still willing to put in the work on the weekends because I know that puts me a step closer to my goals, and it just makes them happen a lot faster, man. Because if you just do work on your work days, it's not going to add, because some days you might be tired. You know what I mean? Understandable. So you just finished an 8-hour shift, and you might have driven to work. Excuse me. You might have driven to work. You may have gone to the gym that day, or you just may be super tired. Understandable. Why not use a day when you're completely free, where you don't have to do an 8-hour shift to work towards your goal for at least an hour, right? Yeah, but hopefully that resonates with you. Hopefully this was helpful. If you need any help with accountability, our mindset, I provide coaching. First link in the description. Check it out if interested. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace.